I've talked about Jerry Jones for a long time. He runs the Dallas Cowboys like a mom and pop store. That's why they haven't been to a league championship game in 30 years. And, when Jimmy Johnson was there, they were a dynasty, and I know they won 3 out of 4 and all that stuff. I know Barry Switzer won one of them, but it was Jimmy's team.
That was his team.
It was all Jimmy, right? And that was it. That was the last time the Cowboys were able to do anything. And that's when Jerry took over. Oh, I'm going to be the general manager. I'm going to make all the decisions, all this other stuff. And one of the things we, on this show we've talked about for a long time is Jerry he can't help himself. You want to be the owner, you want to be the GM, the team president, you want to have a radio talk show and be on every week, and you can't, you just got to hear yourself talk. So today, coming off of 4 straight blowouts in Dallas, not on the road, in Dallas, where they've been getting annihilated. Right?
Yeah.
They had won 16 games in a row in Dallas. They always played well. It was going away that they struggled, but now they can't even win in Dallas. And their season is on the brink. So he goes on the Fan in Detroit? In Dallas, the Fan, and 105.3. Yep. And he's been doing this, right? And he don't like the line of questioning today of all days, and basically threatens one of the hosts that maybe they need to replace him or go do something else. Listen to Jerry Jones on the radio.
This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job.
Well, my job is to ask why.
Job. Or I'll get somebody else to ask these questions, man.
And
it goes on. Yeah.
Rob G got something else. What else?
Oh, this is what makes it even worse. Okay, so they're at the owners' meetings right now, right? As you guys know, that's how Tom Brady got confirmed as the minority owner of the Raiders. We'll
Conversation we'll have later, yeah.
Right. But Diana Rossini does a great job.
Did Tom Brady cheat to get the minority ownership? Oh, I'm sorry.
You going to even loat the man as an owner? How you going to loat the man as an owner?
But Diana Rossini, one of the few reporters out there nationally who is not really beholden to agents, she kind of does her own digging. She asked Jerry Jones directly about this situation. Here's what he said to her hours after this interview when it all became a big media firestorm. The facts are that I'm going to be grilled by the tribunal. I don't need it to be by the guys I'm paying. The wrong ones were doing the questioning. Now, if those had been real fans sitting there, or if there been people that knew what they were talking about, football people, I may have had a different answer.
So first of all, he's saying, hey, just because I pay your bills, allegedly, I don't even know how that all works out over there, but I
think he has part ownership of the radio station. Right, Rob G? Isn't it part ownership?
He didn't ask him, how do you and your wife blah, blah, blah. He asked him very simple things. Do you feel like you made enough moves? Do you feel like, your team's made the right decisions when it comes to getting personnel? Like, that's a normal question. That he didn't ask him anything off color. He didn't off beat. He didn't go in his personal life. He literally asked him about, hey, you're going up against teams. Did you make the right moves? Do you guys make all the right decisions you needed to make? By the way, he's asking the person who will not relieve themselves of this duty. You can just be the owner, Jerry Jones, and just sit up top, own, obviously, make a few decisions, come down, talk to people, see what's going on. But you make sure your face is in everything. You have a say in everything. What did he say a few weeks back? I'm the reason. Everything comes here. The buck stops with me. There's nothing that happens without me knowing. You put your son in front of and personnel as well. When we know all he's going to do defer to dad. So it's like, what was wrong with him asking a question to the person who actually does the decision making? That's not a far-fetched idea. I'm going to ask the person who does it. If you go to a restaurant, hey, chef, you made this food, right? I'm talking to the chef. You cooked this food. So to me, that's not a crazy or asinine idea that they would ask him this. And the idea that just because you ask me now, I might get somebody else to replace you and who's going to toss me easy softball questions when you volunteer to come on every week for the last 20 years, I just don't get it. I just genuinely don't get it. And it shows me he's more frustrated, Rob Parker, with this team than he's usually lets on. Usually he comes back, he'll say some things here or there, but you can tell he's really disappointed.
They've won 13 games in a row, 13 games, right, the last 3 years.
12.
Right?
12, yeah, they won 12.
The last 3 years.
Yeah,
but you get my point.
Yeah.
So the last couple of years, even though they haven't gotten any success in the playoffs, he's going over there with his chest stuck out, right?
Yeah.
My team's winning 12 games a year, blah, 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 blah. You can say whatever you want. You know what I mean? I'm making money, all this stuff. Look at the place, AT&T Stadium. But now this is the time, like, it's bad. Like, he can't hide behind that. This team don't look like it's going to win 12 games. They're getting blown out at home where they used to have a monopoly on winning there, all that kind of stuff. But this is why Jerry's part of the problem is that he doesn't want to have any accountability. Because the questions that the guy's asking are all right.
Especially to the right person.
Right. Everybody, they didn't make the moves last year, but everybody said they had a terrible offseason. They didn't go get a running back. What they do? Bring Ezekiel Elliott back, right, for no money. Basically, I think Ezekiel's paying them to play for the Cowboys.
I just want to be home.
Right, that's how bad it is. So there's like all these bad things going on, and now Jerry's being pressed, and the first thing you do is you kill the messenger. This is like the oldest trick. This is why I have an issue and a pushback when it comes to the quote-unquote new media. What they want in life is they want to be able to be on, ask their own questions that don't compromise them or hold them accountable by people who they are comfortable with. That's why I push back on the Draymond Greens and all these guys.
He's about to put you in a headlock like you was Rudy Gobert.
And Gilbert Arenas and all these guys acting like they're breaking some news. Most of the time they're compromised. They're in bed with everybody. Tiki Barber is on the radio in New York. He won't bash the Giants. You know why? Because he played for the Giants. He wants to sit in the owner's suite. He wants the goodie bag every Christmas. I'm telling you. So you're not going to be able to get the real stuff when people are compromised. I'm telling you, fans out there listening, you got to be careful with who you're listening to and why they're coming at you with this stuff, because most of them are compromised. Most of them can't be honest with you. That's why you come to us and Fox Sports Radio and places like that where they've never – I've been on the radio for 30 years. I've never been handed a sheet of paper and told don't say this or don't say that, ever. I've never been done. But this is what that's why Jerry.
Yeah, somebody didn't get the email.
Exactly.
He didn't get the email. Hey, I'm coming in, but don't ask me this. Hey, I'm coming in. Don't say that.
Don't come on the radio if you're not going to answer questions. And what's the point of it?
To me, you got to own when you are going out of your way to handle and do things differently. What I mean is most owners divvy up the responsibilities, right? Hey, you do this. You're going to be GM. You're going to be the coach over there. You're going to be my scout. Well, when you're trying to hold all of these different hats, wear all these different hats and hold control of these different arenas and areas, then, well, I got to ask somebody, and it has to be you because you're responsible for this. You've taken ownership for this. So now if I want to ask these difficult questions, it has to be you. And don't come in there mad at a radio guy, a lowly radio guy, when you're really mad at your team.
Right.
Don't go in there mad at the lowly radio guy, the lesser of guys who's probably making $100,000.
Right, he made no decision.
No decision, and you're mad at him. No, you're mad at Mike McCarthy for not having your guys prepared. You're mad at your guys for not performing and playing well. You're mad that you gave out
Dak Prescott
$100 million between he and CD. You know, you're mad at that. You're mad that you're looking at your investment like, ooh, am I going to get this return on? What's the ROI on this? That's what you're mad at. And then Michael Jackson right now, somebody needs to put the mirror up and tell him he's looking at the man in the mirror and stop yelling at some lowly radio dude who's doing his thing, just doing the job, asking very valid questions.
And this is the thing that just drives me crazy. I don't get it. It's always
and doubled down too, Rob.
Right,
he doubled down too. He was like, "Yo, matter of fact, this is what I'm saying. I expect it from over there, but not my own people." That's kind of
and then to say like this guy, they do a radio show in Dallas. What they make it. This is the thing that kills me. I might not be a football coach, but I've watched football for a long time, and I'm not saying I know the X and O but it ain't brain surgery. I can't do brain surgery tomorrow, right? We'll scrub up and cut somebody open and do brain surgery. But I could watch a football game and go, that's a bad play. That's a good play.
You sure could have used a Derrick Henry.
Exactly. Or wouldn't you call timeout here with the clock ticking down? Like, I could do that. It ain't that hard. They make it like you don't know football because you didn't play or you didn't play at that level. And every time I hear that, right, oh, well, you didn't play in the NFL. I say, well, that's funny. Bill Belichick didn't play in the NFL either. Andy Reid didn't play in the NFL. I could go on and on and on, and they know football, right? So you don't have to exactly play to understand the game. That's all. That's my point. I'm not saying you're a football coach or on that level,
Right.
but it ain't brain surgery.
Well, not to just mention something ain't right because y'all getting blown out 40 whatever to 9 or 6. I mean, so clearly something ain't right. I don't have to be a rocket scientist or a former coach to know that something's not right. Your offense isn't clicking, and they're not producing right now. So I've already said I just thought that was pretty weak to go at a guy who has a very appropriate question about a team that is playing and performing poorly. I don't see what the issue was with that. And then it doubled down as if, I got to fire this guy because of that. I thought that was pretty weak from a guy who's very powerful, and he really doesn't need to do all that.
He don't need to say
You don't need that, Jerry.
to flex
Come on.
his muscles and
Yeah,
tell a radio
it wasn't
guy,
necessary for a dude
I'll go
you're-
get somebody else who will ask the right question. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry, if that's the case, why are you on?
Weekly. You chose this is what you want to do, Jerry. You
Right.
come on every week.
I had the same thing. Me and Rick Barry had a big fight on the radio when I first started on Fox Sports Radio. He was doing that same thing. He played in the league, so obviously I can't tell him anything. So I told him, well, what are you doing on the radio? You don't know the radio. You don't know journalism. So I always say that to players whenever
This
they
is
do
underhand shooting free throws,
that. You
Rick
know
Barry?
what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, Rick. Oh, he all right. So
If
now I
were in
got to know.
If we were in the same room, I would have kicked this cane from underneath them. I'm just saying.
So now, all right, Rob G. Now I know when we go to New Orleans or if we go to NBA All-Star Week, I need to know who to look out. So right now, Draymond Green, because Rudy Gobert headlock coming, and then and now Rick Barry might have to smack you up with his cane. All right.
It's all right. All
There's
right.
more Cheryl Swoops. We can go
Cheryl
down the
Swoops
list.
too?
There's a lot.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
mad
sure,
at
she might
us too,
swing on
right?
you.
What did I say to her? I'm just doing the radio
matter
show.
of fact, after the show, Rob, I need to know.
Make a
Rob
list.
G,
I'll
I
get
need to
an
know
Excel
all the lists.
spreadsheet. It'll be categorized.
Because listen,
cross-categorized,
man. Listen, it's been
alphabetized.
a month now. It's been a month of me being here. I'm starting to get associated with the show. I need to know in the streets, people can. I'm looking at
He's already screaming.
Listen,
He goes
what
on
up,
the social
K-Dub?
media.
Listen,
Come on, Rob Parker. Never
Draymond's
mind,
from
I'm good.
Michigan. I walk up to Dre. What up, Dre? What up, baby? Pop, 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 pop. I'm getting smacked up. I need to know what's coming, man.
See, he ain't squirmish. He's supposed to take my.
I didn't say I got your back. I just need to
He
know.
already on social media. Oh, they got me lumped in with your IG. They hit me up going crazy. What's up?
No.
Go get your boy.
Listen.
Go get your boy.
Listen.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
all right.
Oh no. I'm gonna roast you a little
That's
bit.
all right.
However, listen. If we in the streets, I got your back. I'm just built like that. You know what I mean? If we gotta.
But he just wants to know before he gets into it.
Yeah, I need to know if I'm
what
dapping up
is-
people.
what's
And
happening.
I just need to know before I'm dapping up, hugging up people, and then they swing on me. And I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me? Like the Cedric Entertainer. Why didn't anybody tell me? So I just need to know. The
right.
list of the beef list, Rob G. Send that to me by Friday.